Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Stuvīta Sishimad Divine Grace ISKCON Founder Acharya Jagat Guru Sesi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Jayam Vishnu Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Stuvīta Sishimad Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Adanta Gaudiya Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Ko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Shyama Kund Radha Kunda Girigaro Dham Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Mathura Dham Ki Jai Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai Ganges Mai Ki Jai Tulasi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premananda. All glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, glorious Sri Guru Sri Gauranga Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vijay Vijay Swami Mr. Krishna Vijay Gurana Satya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Dhira Nashta Praesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloki Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Sitapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahajana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhutam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakan Vitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Tada Kanta Namastute Tapta Kantana Goyangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Trisavana Suti Devi Namami Hari Priya Vanta Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasai Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3. Topic change. The movement of the living entities. Text 11.
Yes.
Nāthamāna bhītaḥ.
Nāthamāna bhītaḥ.
Sapta-vadhriḥ kṛtāñjaliḥ.
Sapta-vadhriḥ.
Stuvīta tam viklavayā. Vācā yenodare ṛpitaḥ. Nāthamāna bhītaḥ. Sapta-vadhriḥ kṛtāñjaliḥ. Stuvīta tam viklavayā. Vācā yenodare ṛpitaḥ. Nāthamāna bhītaḥ. Sapta-vadhriḥ kṛtāñjaliḥ. Stuvīta tam viklavayā. Vācā yenodare ṛpitaḥ.
Nāthamāna bhītaḥ. Sapta-vadhriḥ kṛtāñjaliḥ. Stuvīta tam viklavayā. Vācā yenodare ṛpitaḥ.
nāthamāna ṛṣir bhītaḥ
nāthamāna ṛṣir bhītaḥ
sapta-vadhriḥ kṛtāñjaliḥ
sapta-vadhriḥ kṛtāñjaliḥ
stuvīta viklavayā
stuvīta viklavayā
vācā yenodare ṛpitaḥ
vācā yenodare rpitaḥ
nāthamāna ṛṣir bhītaḥ
nāthamāna ṛṣir bhītaḥ
sapta-vadhriḥ kṛtāñjaliḥ
sapta-vadhriḥ kṛtāñjaliḥ
stuvīta viklavayā
stuvīta viklavayā
vācā rpitaḥ
vācā rpitaḥ
nāthamāna ṛṣir bhītaḥ
nāthamāna ṛṣir bhītaḥ
sapta-vadhriḥ kṛtāñjaliḥ
sapta-vadhriḥ kṛtāñjaliḥ
stuvīta
stuvīta viklavayā
vācā
vācā rpitaḥ
nāthamāna,
nāthamāna
appealing, receiving, the living entity, bhītaḥ, frightened, sapta-vadhriḥ, bound by the 7 layers,
bound by the 7 layers,
kṛtāñjaliḥ, with folded hands, stuvīta, praise, tam, to the Lord, viklavayā, faltering, vācā, with words, yena, by whom, udare, in the womb, rpitaḥ, he was placed. Translation and purport by Divine Guest Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. The living entity in this frightful condition of life, bound by 7 layers of material ingredients, prays with folded hands, appealing to the Lord, who has put him in that condition. Please repeat. The living entity, in this frightful condition of life, bound by 7 layers, of material ingredients, prays with folded hands, appealing to the Lord, who has put him in that condition. Purport. It is said that when a woman is having labor pains, she promises that she will never again become pregnant and suffer from such a severely painful condition. Similarly, when one is undergoing some surgical operation, he promises that he will never again act in such a way as to become diseased and have to undergo medical surgery. Or when one falls into danger, he promises that he will never again make the same mistake. Similarly, the living entity, when put into a hellish condition of life, prays to the Lord that he will never again commit sinful activities and have to be put into the womb for repeated birth and death. In the hellish condition, within the womb, the living entity is very much afraid of being born again. But when he is out of the womb, when he is in full life and good health, he forgets everything and commits again and again the same sins for which he was put into that horrible condition of existence. That is the end of Srila Prabhupada's purport to text 11 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 31, entitled The Movements of the Living Entities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
The living entity in this frightful condition of life bound by 7 layers of material ingredients, prays with folded hands, appealing to the Lord, who has put him in that condition. The Lord who has put him in that condition. This should be understood. The Lord who has put him in that condition. We should try to understand this. The Lord did not put anyone in any condition. The living entities are undergoing. It is not the Lord. We put ourselves in the situation we are in. Bhagavad Gita chapter 5, Lord Krishna describes the living entity is not affected by what is going on in the body. We open our eyes, we open our mouth, they were sleeping, we are waking up, we do so many things. The material energy is acting, the body is acting. Then, if it is the material energy that is acting, why the living entity suffer? Why the living entity suffer? I cannot be suffering for someone's activity. Just like we don't sleep for somebody. We don't eat for somebody. We don't bathe for somebody. We bathe for ourselves, we eat for ourselves, we sleep for ourselves. So, everything in the material world is carried on by the Prakriti Kamani Gunakamani Sarvasa. Ahankara Vimudhatma iti manya iti manyate. Kartaham iti manyate. Kartaham iti manyate. Kartaham. The living entity thinks I am the doer. So if I'm not the doer, why should I suffer for someone's activity? I'm not doing anything. My eyes are opening and closing. My hands are working, a movement. It is not me who is doing that. The material energy is doing that. Why the living entity suffer for it? So here it is mentioned here, the Lord who has put him in that condition. Which condition? The condition which is frightful. Frightful condition. It is not the Lord who has put us in a frightful condition. And you should understand, yes, we are not the doer. What does it mean we're not the doer? We're not the doer. Lord Krishna made this microphone. This microphone. Krishna made this microphone. The scientists made it. So what does it mean we're not the doer? You know the scientists who made this? Scientists didn't make this. It is Krishna who made this. Krishna came and made this one. The scientists made it. But what does it mean that we are not the doer?
Also ingredient, already existing.
All the ingredients are given by Krishna. The intelligence is given by Krishna. So we are not the doer. It means that even if we desire something to make it happen, Krishna has to help us to do it. In actuality, there are three doers. In actuality, like three doers. Three, not one. The living entity, the super soul, the material energy. There are three doers. There are three. The living entity is helplessly creating our situation. So, Krishna, the supreme creator, the living entities are the tiny creators. We create a body, the body we are carrying, we create it. The enjoyment and the suffering, we create it. Krishna simply facilitated it for us. So when it is said here, we are put in that condition, that frightful condition by the Lord, it means that we have requested Krishna to place us there. So Krishna placed us there because of our desire. How do I desire to suffer? I didn't desire to suffer. How can you say that I desire to suffer? My suffering, I desire it. Yes. Yes. No one will accept that I desire suffering. No one will say, I desire suffering. What I'm suffering, I desire it. I work for it. Nobody will agree. But intelligent person will agree. Intelligent person will agree that, yes, I desire it. When we are committing sinful activities, is it not sweet? Is it not sweet? When we are taking alcohol, is it not sweet? We are smoking, is it not sweet? Illicit sex, is it not sweet? A person who is doing this thing, does he feel that I'm creating my suffering? I'm enjoying my life, and you cannot tell me that I don't know how to. I know how to enjoy. You can't tell me what I should do. I know what to do. When the suffering comes, I'm not the doer. Krishna is the doer. Yes. In one lecture, Srila Prabhupada said, we force Krishna to allow us to come here to suffer. No one came here to enjoy. We all came here to suffer. But Vimuddha Atma, the things I have come here to enjoy. What we consider enjoyment is what is causing our suffering. So no one will say, I caused my suffering. But we cause it because of the sinful activities we're doing. Nobody suffers for somebody else. We are responsible for what is happening. No condition soul feels that you cause my enjoyment. Every condition soul thinks that I cause my enjoyment. You are causing my suffering. This is the problem of the living entities. We are in a frightful situation. But everyone is thinking that I'm secured. I'm secured. Everyone thinks like that. Secured. Where is the security? You won't lock the door with the heavy padlock. You are secured? Is that security? You have locked the door. The key is with you. With heavy padlocks. And also security guards are there outside waiting, or surrounding the whole compound. And they're sleeping inside. Secured. Is that security? What is going to happen is already lying with us in the bed. Pain security is illusion. They will simply take care of the body, but who will take care of death? Which is security for death? Where is the security? Everyone is in danger in the material world. At any moment, it can happen. Any moment. Is any one of us here who was praying for coronavirus to come? Anyone who was praying for it? It came, and millions of people left the body. Nobody prayed for it. It came. Because of our sinful activities. The demigod in charge of disease. Appearance day is after Guru Purnima. That's appearance day, after Guru Purnima. You don't see? This problem started after Guru Purnima. You don't see? That's appearance day. Disease personified. It's a person. That is lying with us in the same body. It is part of the body. And it's with us. We carry that everywhere. Everywhere we go, we are carrying that with us. So the security is not all these external things which we do. The security is Krishna consciousness. So here, the living entity in this frightful condition of life, bound by 7 layers of material ingredients, inside this material body. When the soul is the womb, it prays to Lord Krishna, please help me. When I get out, I will surely worship you. Surely, I will worship you. Please don't allow me to get out. I will worship you. When the person is suffering, we are sober when we are suffering. When someone is in need, we are very sober. We are sober. We are humble. We pray seriously. We are humbled. We pray seriously. We'll get out of the suffering. Who are you? Who are you? Are you the first person to do this? Many people have done it before you. Who are you? Are you the last person to do it? Do you know what I have done? When the problem comes, so this is our situation. You're praying seriously, Krishna, please let me get out. Let me get out. I will surely worship you. I will worship you. I promise you. The living entity who is praying is not pretending. Not pretending. The living entity praying in the womb for deliverance is not pretending because he's suffering. So he could experience that and he's praying seriously. If he's not pretending, why does this living entity doesn't worship again when we come out? The moment we get that, we'll forget. We forget. The moment the baby cries, what happens? Everybody runs there to take care. So, means what? Oh, I have so many servants. Look all my servants all around me. I'm so great. See all these servants all along. Whatever I need. The mother will push money in the hand, or cell phone in the hand, or gun in the hand. Something. Or push the breast into the mouth. That is not what the baby is crying for. What the baby is crying for is that he's remembering what he saw in the womb. And he's frightened by that. But because we don't know, take this, take that. The proof is that when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cried, what stopped him from crying? The holy name. Nothing stopped him from crying. Only the holy name stops him from crying. So it is not a material thing that we need when the child is crying. When the child is crying because of the bad experience that he has had in the womb and what is awaiting in the future. The child is frightened by that. He cries. We don't know. So we force the material things into the child. And the child is trained right from childhood to become tribalistic. Right from the beginning. The child is trained to become tribalistic. This is your country. This is your family. This is your parent. You should hate anyone who is not from this country. A child grows up like that. And some places they'll give you heavy mark. Identify that you belong to this tribe. You have to work for this land of your birth. You should work for this land. Sacrifice, you should die here. This is the land of your birth. That culture is forced upon the living entities. That's right from the beginning, the child appears. The Bhagavatam said, 𝐶𝐤𝐬𝐬. That is the mentality of cows. 𝐶𝐤𝐬𝐬. The Shah Anna Buddhi Kuna Petri Deduke. A soul who is thinking that the land they appeared is worshipable. I'm the son of the soil. I'm the son of the soil. Do you have that language here? No. That's Nigeria is speaking. I'm the son of the soil. How they say it. I belong to this country. I belong to this country. This is my country. I should fight for my country. Yeah, fight for your country. Where will you go after your fight? No one knows that. So the living entities are suffering in this material world. But who is seeing the frightful nature of this material world? Who is seeing it? There's a country in this world, if you tell the people that they are suffering, they say, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm suffering? Me? I'm suffering what? I have all the facilities. I have everything. What do you mean by suffering? Suffering what? What is that? There's no suffering here. Yes. Yes. When death comes, you think there's enjoyment? When death comes, there's enjoyment. Tied up in the womb for 7 months is pleasurable. Huh? It's pleasurable. The body is very tender. The mother eats the pungent food, the spicy food to bite your skin because the skin is very light at that time. The pepper will give you pain. Yes, in the womb. In the womb. All of us here experience it. Now we don't feel anything. Your head to the belly in the womb. Is that enjoyment? Huh? You call that enjoyment? Even this room is spacious. If you are locked up here, how long can you stay here? The womb is very tiny and the baby is squeezed inside. Not sitting straight. The baby doesn't straight the womb. The head is to the belly. Yeah, like this, 7 months inside. 7 months. Hot food, cold food in the morning. Fridge, you drink cold water, you pour on your head. That is enjoyment. It's enjoyment. Right in the womb, see the beginning of the suffering. The soul is suffering, developing the baby. And if you are not fortunate, the mother is going to pour some poison inside and you are terminated. You have to change that body, change the womb, and go and hang somewhere for your mother to arrange for the next body for you to go. That's abortion. And devotees also do abortion. Hey, devotees. Hare Krishna devotees, I'm talking. Yes. So, we should understand we are in the frightful condition. Frightful. Right from the womb, we are experiencing that. Womb. When you get out, suffering. How many of us here like to go to school as a child? Want to go to school? We are forced to go to the school. We are forced. After you finish the school, what happened? They struggle to get a job. After you struggle to get a job, what happened? They struggle to go to the office every day. When they get to the office, what is happening? Envious colleagues in office at every moment, envious from all directions, biting you from all directions. Whatever you do, somebody looking into that, oh, look at it. I came before you, get promotion before me. Hare Krishna. So many things. The boss is there. The colleagues are there. Frightened situation. Office is peaceful, happy. Everything is nice. Your office is air conditioned, so it's be nice. Yeah, there is summer, it's peaceful in air condition. Right. Is it not happy? Want to struggle for everything. Struggle for everything. Everything. There's so much suffering in the material world. So much suffering. So, as Bhakti Thakura said, my dear Lord, when I was a child, education was the preoccupation. That's what is there. After finishing education, work become the main thing. After getting the work, how to maintain the house, to get the family. After getting the family is expanding our sufferings. Spending one life in this way until say the dues of material sanctification have come to the neck of my existence. How can we escape? My Lord, this is my painful and shameful situation. How can I tell you my shameful situation? What should I do now? I'm helpless. In Bhakti Thakura, teaching us what we are experiencing in the material world. Yet, everybody is thinking, I'm enjoying my life. Enjoyment. That enjoyment is a struggle to exist, not enjoyment. It is said that when a woman is having labor pains, she promises that she will never again become pregnant and suffer from such a severely painful condition. I have practical experience. I asked one woman, that I don't know devotee. I asked this one woman. I asked her, you're pregnant, how do you feel? Oh, waist pain. Waist pain. The feet are swollen. The feet are swollen. Have a big bowl for spitting in. And she told me, I hate my husband. I don't like to see I don't like to see this man. Then I said, but you're having 2 kids. How did you do that? How did you handle that? You had your husband, but you still get a second one. You have 2 babies, and now you're pregnant. This is the 3rd one. She said, after you deliver, you forget. So Prabhupada is saying here, it is said that when a woman is having labor pains, she promises that she would never near a man again, never. I will never near this man again, never. This is the last one. And after that, it's forget. Do you know why we forget? Bhagavatam explains. Sukadeva Goswami Brahmachari, he explained it in Bhagavatam. It's in Bhagavatam, second canto. Lord Krishna said, this is from Krishna himself. Krishna is speaking. I quoted, this is Krishna's word, this is Bhagavatam. If you want, I'll give you the verse. It's in the second canto. I quoted the pleasure of sex. I quoted it what seems to be enjoyment, and that makes one to forget the pain of delivery. Therefore, the woman will go for the second, third, fourth. My mother has 11 children. Hare Krishna. My mother, 11. My father, 4 wives. So our family is big, really big, not small. I'm used to a big crowd. I'm used to it. This is the illusion that keeps the living entity thinking that I'm enjoying. And because of that illusion, we continue perpetual suffering, because we engage in activity which also keep us in the perpetual suffering. Because of the tiny pleasure that comes from material enjoyment. Like someone is in the desert. What's the most important thing in the desert? The most important thing, water. If someone give you a palmful of water, just a palmful, is it not water? But would that satisfy you? This is our situation. This is our situation in material. We're so tasty, extremely tasty, the truth is patchy. But you get a palmful of water. Yeah. Oh, Krishna, thank you. But that give you satisfaction? Is that satisfaction? Is that satisfaction? Hare Krishna. That is what we call enjoyment. And Krishna has made that because that is what we want in the material world to. And Krishna did that to show that there's something real. It is not fiction. Enjoyment is real. It's not fiction. It is real. But we don't have access to what is actually enjoyment. So, because it is natural for the soul to enjoy, it is natural. Enjoyment is natural for the soul. Suffering is unnatural. Enjoyment is natural. Because it is natural, we want to go for it. Like a person who is in darkness, trying to look for something. How will you get it in darkness? How will you get it? This is our situation in material world. You cannot get it. So Bhagavatam said, for those who want to see in this material world, Bhagavatam is the light. Same Bhagavatam. The light. Without the Bhagavatam, we cannot see anything. We simply remain here in the process of trying to find solution to our problems. Will increase the problems. Similarly, when one is undergoing some surgical operation, he promises that he will never again act in such a way as to become diseased and have to undergo medical surgery. Or when one falls into danger. He promises that he will never again make the same mistake. But as soon as we get out of that situation, we'll forget. We'll continue the same thing, and we'll fall again into the same situation and continue to suffer. Similarly, the living entity, when put into hellish condition of life, prays to the Lord that he will never again commit sinful activities and have to be put into the womb for repeated birth and death. But we forget. We forget. Why we forget is our own mistake. It's not Krishna's mistake, it's our own mistake that we forget. Because the material energy is very, very strong. Very, very strong that makes us forget. So the only solution is Krishna's causeless mercy. And Krishna's causeless mercy comes through Krishna's devotees. So Krishna sent devotees to scout for those who are fortunate. So coming to Krishna consciousness is a great, great, great fortune. So we should take our Krishna consciousness very seriously, so we don't have another material body. Another material body. We shouldn't work for another material body. According to Lord Sabdev. We have already made a mistake by accepting this material body. Though intelligent persons should use this body to get another material body. We should use this body, even though it is Manusha Janma Sudurlabha. It is very, very rare to have a human body. But the human body, although it is temporal, it can give us opportunity to get out of our suffering. And that opportunity is given to us by the process of Krishna consciousness. So we take advantage of Krishna consciousness and free ourselves from this frightful situation. Hare Krishna. Comments or questions? Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the enlightenment, Kumar. You mentioned that enjoyment is natural for the conditioned soul.
For the soul.
For the soul. But unfortunately, we don't know how to access it.
Yes.
And we consider the enjoyment that we are getting in the world as real.
Yes.
So, like, devotees, they can understand it to some extent. But
Devotee can understand to some extent. Okay.
But taking to the gross materialist, if we explain this to them, so how, because they don't accept this, they will react negatively more. So how to convince them?
I've already mentioned that there's a country, if you tell them you're suffering, they say, oh, don't tell me that, I'm not suffering. So I'm sick, I have hospital, and I have money to pay. Everything is okay. But it's facility for saying the patient is available, so I'm not suffering. Okay. What of disease? You get a doctor to cure you. What of old age? We have a doctor for that. What of death? We have doctor that can stop us from dying. There's doctor there. Being tied up in the mother's womb, we have a doctor who can stop us from that. How many Vishwamitra Muni is here? I'll plug my children from the tree. So I don't have to wait for a woman for 9 months. I don't want any soul to come and suffer. So I just plug the children from the tree. How many people can do like that? Huh? Only Vishwamitra Muni. How many Vishwamitra Muni have in this world? In history, it's only one we have. Because you can do like that. So we are suffering. So even if I have all the material suffering, we still suffer. Some countries, their road is very nice, beautiful sight, but the accident, you cannot stop that. It's accident, right? And okay, yeah, you see, you are enjoying life. You are enjoying life. You have all facility for sense gratification, but you're not happy. You're not happy. You can buy that with money. You're not happy. How many people are happy in this world? Very difficult to find someone who is happy. 𝐁𝐡𝐚𝐤𝐢 is talking to Parikshit. Bhuktanam apisidhanam narayana parayanaha prasanta atma sudrilabha kotiswapi mahamune. Koti. Millions of muktas and the siddhas. Narayana para sudrilabha. And millions of people who are really liberated, millions of liberated souls, millions of perfected souls. Prasanta Atma Sudurlabha. You can't find, very hard to find a completely satisfied soul among the millions of liberated and perfected souls. What about others? How many liberated souls you have in this universe, in the world? They are not fully satisfied. What about those who are not? Zero. So it is illusion, it is ignorance for anyone to think that, yeah, I have everything to enjoy. Your body is constantly growing with a disease. And eventually, you're going to leave the body in severe pain. That's enjoyment. That's enjoyment. Look at the way people are living their body. So many dangerous situations people are experiencing. This one man is very, very wealthy. Very wealthy. I went to him for Janmashtami contribution. He didn't allow me to see him. Very wealthy. I went to him, you can support our Janmashtami celebration. Tell him I don't have time. So I left. His wife was in coma for 12 years. Because he didn't receive me. That is not the issue. I'm just one person. Do you know what he had done to other people? His wife was in a hospital, in a coma in a hospital for 12 years. The money he refused to give to Krishna, he gave it to the hospital. Is it not enjoyment? Is it not enjoyment? How do you call that? I'm telling you a life story. 12 years in coma. That's enjoyment. You remember one day I was speaking about one of our devotees who left the body here? That devotee worked with him, the same company. He owed him $12,000. He didn't pay him. He worked with him. He's owing him $12,000. It's his own salary. He didn't pay him. So he was telling me, do you know that Prabhu, his wife is in a coma? I said, I don't know. So he's still in the hospital now, in coma. 12 years before the woman eventually left the body. That's enjoyment. Yes. Today we can say like that. Like when a person have a good health for some moment and you have a sound sleep, is it not enjoyment? Huh? How long will you have that? Every day? You have that every day? Very soon you get insomnia, and all your money will go for sleeping tablets. How many people are taking drugs before sleeping? Many people that they can't sleep without taking drugs. That's enjoyment. There are many people, they cannot sleep without taking pills before they sleep. Before they sleep, they must take pills. Say, doctor is your friend. All the money they work for that time is goes to the doctor so they can sleep. Just like a devotee will not sleep without jab. So they will not sleep without drugs to sleep. See, devotee Jaira Damodara. You usually sleep, very peacefully sleep. The people are there. Go and check how many people are not sleeping. Without pills, they cannot sleep. Go and check. That's enjoyment. We are enjoying. We're enjoying. Look at my car. Yes, enjoyment. Yes. One day we used to go to a beach for Christmas days. So go to picnics in Lagos. We go to the beach. Christmas and New Year we go to the beach for picnic. So they will have a lot of people to participate in Harina. Very sweet. Because people are under alcohol. So they will join the Christians. So one day we returned back to the temple and we saw one man is there with a very heavy car. Nigeria, they have big cars, heavy cars, very expensive one, big. So he's there, Christmas Day, happy days, enjoying. He was really enjoying. The girlfriend was feeding him with the flesh and the alcohol was there. He was driving. And music was there blasting inside the car heavily. They were really on top of the world. As he's driving, the girlfriend is there feeding him. So he doesn't have to eat, just he doesn't have to use his hand to eat. He was driving. The girl will be feeding him. After he will give drink, he drink. Music is there, they were dancing. In the middle of that, bah! Accident. Blood, the car smashed everywhere. Enjoyment. Yes. We have it. We are having it. Enjoyment. Who knows whether he survived? I don't know. I don't know whether he survived. So that's enjoyment. A soul leaving the body in such a ghastly situation, what do you think the soul will go? To heaven. Huh? That's enjoyment. That is what people say is enjoyment. In the name of celebrating Jesus the Christ Day, holiday, the appearance day of our spiritual master is celebrated in sinful activities. That's what the karmis are doing. In the name of enjoyment. They're celebrating Jesus' day, birthday. Even though Jesus he was not born in Christmas Day. But they're celebrating that. Jesus was not born on Christmas Day. That's not the birthday of Jesus. Jesus was born in October, not in December. December 25th is Roman the festival day. They just turn it into Jesus Day, and people are falling. All right? Very good.
We understand the point of default setting. Like when a product is manufactured, it has a default setting, and this default setting is what it comes with. That when we start using the product, we have to reset it to our own usage. Now, in the beginning of the test that you were reading, you said the soul, according to what 𝐁𝐡𝐚𝐤𝐭𝐢 is saying there, the soul was praying, and it was praying to the Lord that put him in that condition. And then you made mention that, is it the Lord that put the soul in the condition, or it is the soul that put itself in that condition. And then you give explanation of how it is easy fault find. We are ready to find fault about whatever difficulty we are passing through. We automatically look for someone to blame for that. Now, my question is, blaming people for our problem, even while the soul was still in the womb of the mother, is it like the default setting of the human body, because of how it has been manufactured, to always fall back to that default setting of finding fault at all time, or blaming someone for whatever misfortune that comes upon him or her, and we need to reset that default setting to come to a point of not finding fault?
We cannot reset it. We don't have power to reset it. That is why our philosophy, when good fortune arises, is coming. We cannot reset it. No conditions have right to reset it. We don't have the knowledge to reset it. We don't have the power. We don't have the qualification to reset it. Only when we have sufficiently suffered, the Lord will take pity and reset it. Brahmanda Brahmite kola bhagya. That bhagya is when Krishna turned the key. We are not the cause. Krishna will make it. And Krishna will make it when he has seen that we have suffered for it. Suffering brings purification. So we need to suffer to get intelligence to be able to surrender to Krishna. Strange. If you don't suffer, you cannot get purified. That is the idea. That is why punishment comes in. That is the meaning why there's punishment. Because there punishment to help us to suffer, to be able to recollect, to come to our senses. We get purification to go to understand. I'm suffering because of this. I should stop it. So when the living entity suffered and cried, like in the womb cried, then Krishna will turn the table. He will send his soul, a pure soul, that will meet us. Then it is then you can reset. It is Krishna and Krishna pure representative will reset our life or karma. They will reset it. Only the two of them can do it. We cannot do it. We are helpless. Helpless. So our so-called independence is illusion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Ithai Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna.